Hey everybody, McKyler here real quick to remind you to go check out our Patreon. We've got 7 bonus episodes up there right now and an 8th one coming up soon. If that's something that sounds fun to you, go sign up at patreon.com/doing learning. Hope to see you over there. Welcome to Doing Learning, everybody. I'm hosting tonight and Daniel is co-hosting.
Hello.
How are you, Daniel?
Doing good.
I don't know that I asked you enough at the beginning of the podcast how you are. I think I know because we talked for like several hours before. We talked for several hours after.
Yeah, it is weird that for you to ask me how I'm doing after you've already asked me and we've already
you've been here for 2 hours already. So I know how you are, but the folks don't. So this is for the folks, I guess.
Folks, I'm good.
Daniel's doing good. That's good, Daniel.
I had a hot and spicy and a McDouble and some fries.
Just that's really that's gonna prime you for the podcast. Nothing helps like a hot and spicy to get your creative juices flowing. This one, Daniel, I'm really excited about this one. You are a self-proclaimed expert.
Oh no.
On personally remembering things that happened before your lifetime.
like New Balance?
Yeah, like New Balance. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that. So you might remember this one too, because we're going back to the late 60s and into the 70s. Okay. So we're going more in time, and we're going to be in the United States. We're going to be all over the place in the United States.
All right.
I actually promised you this episode, actually on the New Balance episode. That's really funny. I promised you this episode. Tonight, we're going to talk about the American Basketball Association.
Otherwise known as the NBA.
The ABA.
No. The ABA.
Thank you for trying to correct me right up top.
We'll cut that. We'll cut the editor, please.
No. You're sitting across from the editor, buddy. ABA. So ABA. This is really fun. The ABA has a very, very short, interesting history that just very briefly dips into like parallel to the NBA and then is gone forever.
Okay.
So you probably never even heard of it.
We'll see.
So, not the NBA. This is the ABA. The NBA was formed. I don't even know when the NBA was formed. It predates the ABA. Okay.
The NBA predates the NBA.
ABA.
Oh, the NBA.
Yeah.
ABA.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah. So we're going to go to 1967 when a dude named Dennis Murphy and some other people, you know what? I got to back up even further. The reason I want to talk about this, Daniel, is because it is the zaniest sports history thing I have found to date. Like none of this sounds like real things that happened.
Okay. For the audience out there, not for me. Definition of zaniest.
Oh, crazy, right?
Oh, okay.
Chaos. It doesn't sound real. It's funny. It's ludicrous. It's full of dumb people making weird, dumb decisions.
Wait, Ludo was there?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
This sounds like a
you
baller
were there,
episode.
Ludacris was there. Yeah, it was wild in 1967. So, when I start to tell you the story and how ridiculous it is, just know that it is very real.
Okay.
So I think that's my preface for tonight. So let's go to 1967. A dude named Dennis Murphy went out and tried to convince some other people to invest in a new alternative basketball league.
Okay.
Because the NBA already existed. And at first he actually wanted to make, what was it? Like a football team? He was in Anaheim. Okay. And so he's like, let's make a new football league. And but he ended up not doing it because he was in Anaheim, which was close to LA. And at that time, it was the LA Rams before they moved to St. Louis and then they moved back, right?
Right.
So this is the LA Rams were still, or LA, I guess I don't know what they were. They had a football team already, and he was in Anaheim, and it was too close. So they're basically like, dude, there's no market for your football team, because his plan was to make another league and either get really successful at that league and make a ton of money, or sell and merge into the NFL and make a ton of money.
Oh, okay.
That was his plan, right?
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm going to make a sports league and get bought out. That's my plan.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool. He decided not to go with football because it would be really hard to get a team off the ground. And they already had the NFL and the AFL, whatever. Yeah, there was like, and then that became the merger, and that was the NFC and the AFC.
Yeah.
Whatever. This isn't football history, but there's kind of, this is not the first time there's been like mergers and multiple leagues and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think at that time, he basically, he looked at football and that didn't work. And then he looked at like hockey, that didn't work. And then basketball was his favorite sport. So he had some quote that was something like, football has 2 leagues, hockey has 2 leagues, basketball has 1. Why not make a second league? Like, that was his thought process.
If it's his favorite sport, why not start with
there? I don't know. I guess he thought he would make more money with football, because I think at this point, again, this is not the football history. I don't know anything about football history. When they started like really televising it, like football games, and that's when this was really blowing up for football. So maybe he thought the cap was really high,
right,
for making money in football. So he decided on making a basketball league. Okay. And for a while, it was called the ABL, American Basketball League. Okay. And then, I don't know, it's a weird history. Eventually it becomes the ABA. But in order to get it off the ground, right, he's got all these other investors. They basically picked this retired NBA star. My goodness.
Wow.
Let me see if I can find his name. George. Oh my gosh. George Mikan. Anyway, he's a former, this is going to sound so bad to anybody that knows basketball, because he's a former NBA star. He was a Hall of Famer in the NBA. Dude was apparently incredible, right?
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Again, this is late 60s, so I don't know what the NBA was like back then. But
I mean, let's see. I mean, you keep going. I'm going to look up late 60s NBA stars.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So they're basically like, hey, if we're going to get a league going, we got to make it seem really legitimate. So we got to get some stars in here, right? Like, we got to put some names up in this, right, to make it popular, make people think that this is a good thing. Let's invest. Let's get it going. That kind of sort of thing. So they get George Mikan. I think that's how you say it. George Mikan. That's how I'm going to say it.
I don't know why I didn't just say it, because what I was thinking is right. Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. Big, huge names. I mean, so
he would have been contemporaries with those guys.
Gotcha. I mean,
and he's a Hall of Famer. So, I mean, okay, we're talking kind of the same basketball class, I guess.
Right.
Again, I don't know anything. I picked ABA because it's funny, not because of basketball. So anyway, so they hired him on, and they're like, okay, cool. He's going to be the first ABA commissioner. And they're like, cool. He's going to get the money flowing. And we're going to get a really stable start. It's going to be great. He had a couple of stipulations, because they had to kind of differentiate themselves from the NBA,
right,
to make it kind of their own kind of unique thing.
Yeah.
And so he called for like 2 things. He wanted 2 things, and he's like, you do these 2 things, I'm in. One of them was 3-point line. NBA did not have a 3-point line at this point.
Really?
And I'll cut myself off from the end of the episode, but that's one of the things that my argument, actually, my theory is that my thesis statement is this. is that even though eventually the ABA merges into the NBA, I think the NBA is actually more like the ABA. There's more of the characteristics of the ABA than NBA. And that'll become more clear. So that's my theory. That's my thesis statement. One of the reasons, because how the game is played today, lots of 3-point shooting, right? Like really like the personalities are really big in basketball, stuff like that. Right. Is totally ABA. In fact, right, the 3-point line did not exist in the NBA. They had kind of talked about it a little bit or whatever. And George is like, we're putting it in. 3-point line. It's going in. So they had that. The NBA does not. And then the other thing is George had terrible eyesight. And so he would even on the court would wear glasses while he played, which kind of feels like a crazy thing because it's just like, they're going to get broken, right? Like, I don't know. Right. And it's a crazy, you don't really see that, right? I mean, and people wear contacts, I guess, right now, right? So
some people, I think, wear the goggles.
So he is wearing like his wireframe, like spectacle,
like actual glasses, not eyeglasses. Like nothing like sporty or anything. Yeah,
no, he's wearing eyeglasses. There's a picture of him somewhere. I don't have it handy for you, but it's just, he's kind of a goobery looking guy. And anyway, he NBA star. He's awesome. Anyway, one of his major nitpicks with the NBA is the orange ball, because when you're playing, and especially when you're watching, it's hard. It was really hard for him to see the ball, because it kind of blended into the court, and he didn't have good eyesight and whatever. So if he's in the stands, he's like, I can't even see the ball. Like, this sucks. So he's like, we're going to have a colorful ball. So you've probably seen the ball before. They went with red, white, and blue. So it was like, you know how there's like the orange peel scallop things? They alternate like red, white, blue, red, white, blue, right?
Kind of like the Globetrotters.
Kind of. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So that was their other major claim to fame thing, was that ball. In fact, like when they kind of started to get going, I'm shaking my head. There's so much incompetence that goes into this league. It's crazy that it ever existed. They made the ball. They kind of get things rolling eventually, right? The ball is by far like their best. Like, if they missed a huge opportunity because it was crazy popular. The ball was. The ABA, not really. Spoiler alert, like nobody went to the games. Like, and it only was around for 12 years.
It's still a chunk of time.
Only a decade. Nobody ever went to the games. Nobody ever made any money. Like, there's zero money in it. We'll get into some of it, but if they would have, the problem is that they did not trademark or try to brand the ball.
Oh my, big mistake. I mean, if you're not making money, why would you?
Yeah. If you do that, then you're going to make money, because they sold like crazy. Every playground had one.
Oh my god!
Every street court had one.
Just because they look cool.
Yeah, it was the cool way to play basketball. Right. Yeah. So they're like just a huge opportunity for a really easy money maker. Right. We already had the ball. All you have to do is trademark it.
Yep.
Whatever that cost or whatever that is. They didn't do that, so they made no money on it. No royalties. Nothing. So that's how they kind of start.
Bummer.
Yes. So they kick it off in 1967. With 11 teams. There's only 11 teams in the league. I am currently, I'm gonna go. I forgot to get the list ready for you. I want to read off all the names of the teams. Here we go. Okay. Here, there were 2 divisions, Eastern Division, Western Division, 11 teams. Here's what they were. Pittsburgh Pipers, Minnesota Muskies, the Indiana Pacers, which you might recognize, the Kentucky Colonels, the New Jersey Americans, that was the Eastern Division, the Western Division, New Orleans Buccaneers, Dallas Chaparrals, Denver Rockets, which
Yeah.
you can imagine what happened to them. You're exactly right. They became the Denver Nuggets. So we wouldn't have the Nuggets without the ABA.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a really fun. Yeah, keep that. That's fun, huh? Houston Mavericks. Which I think one of them eventually became like the San Antonio Spurs. There's like 4 teams that eventually get carried into the NBA.
Whoa.
Yeah. The Anaheim Amigos.
That's awesome.
Which is fun. And the Oakland Oaks. So those are the original 11 teams. I think that's so much fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The first game was the Oakland Oaks versus the Anaheim Amigos.
A lot of what is it called when you
alliterations? Yeah. Yeah, there were quite a few in there. Even Kentucky Colonels.
Yeah.
Different letters, still alliteration. Pittsburgh Pipers. Yeah, there's some good ones in there. So
Minnesota Muskies.
Yeah, Minnesota Muskies. Yeah. So those are the 11 teams.
Wait, do they have jerseys?
It's really funny that you ask, Daniel. Some of the teams did. There were some teams in some of the crazy stories. I'm going to give you like a very little bit of the history of this stuff.
Okay.
And then I've just got a long list of crazy stories that we're just going to read off and talk.
Perfect.
So that's kind of one of them, is that there truly was so little money in this that some of the teams, it's somewhere in this list here, did not have uniforms. And so they would play, and sometimes they would sometimes uniforms would show up and sometimes they wouldn't or whatever. Like there were no equipment managers. There's no staff. But I'll talk about that later too. Anyway, they would wear white t-shirts and magic marker numbers on their back of their jerseys. And they would play in whatever pants they had, like usually just whatever sweats or shorts. So no, some of them did not have uniforms.
But I'm just thinking, like, can you imagine like an Indiana Pacers ABA?
Yeah, dude.
Freaking jersey.
Do you I'm gonna skip to, do you want to know who probably the very most iconic player that played in the ABA was?
Hit me with it.
Dr. J. Julius Irving. Dr. J. He was an ABA star.
What is it? That name sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
He's a legendary basketball player. Again, I'm not a basketball. He's in the Office. Remember when Jim goes and works for athletes? Yeah. Yes. That's his like favorite player, and Dr. J, and he's like doing layups with him or whatever. He got popular in the ABA. That's where I think eventually he played in the NBA, but from 72 to 76 he played in the ABA. So he's like the best and most popular person that ever played in the ABA. So that's kind of fun.
What team did he play for? Do you know?
Honestly, I don't have that written down.
Disappointment.
We could look it up.
We sure can. Because if he's the most popular player, whatever team he's on, and if there is a jersey, I would imagine that jersey is pretty sought after.
So, I would agree. I mean, that would be cool to have an ABA Dr. J jersey. So this is funny because I just read you the 11 names. He started in 71 or 72. Two names of teams that I had not read yet. We can talk about why. The Virginia Squires and the New York Nets, which did eventually become the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets.
What?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
He won 2 ABA championships with the New York Nets. So there you go. So, the Nets were originally the New Jersey Americans, so they got renamed in 2 years. And then this is really weird because eventually, like in 71, the ABA shrinks from 11 teams to 9, but like some went away and then the Squires were added. There's a St. Louis team that eventually gets added too. So the reason why it's so crazy, Daniel, is because truly there's no stability. There's no money in it. There were some of the teams were sold multiple times before the first game.
They're just round robin, like, hey, here's this.
Yeah.
Me, you, me.
Do you want to know why? The investment cost to get your foot in the door as like a part owner or an owner was $5,000, which I think if you do, it's somewhere close to like $45,000-$50,000 nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You could just make a team. And so some people will like, they bought it and they're like, this isn't worth it. I'm getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Like it's a small investment. It's not going to pay off anyway. It doesn't really matter. And so the team's constantly trading hands. Like it's such a common story is the teams are sold. They're bought by other people. They're relocated. They're renamed. Like it's just, there's just zero stability with it. And yeah, mostly because nobody comes to the games. Nobody pays for anything. So, so that's really fun. Those two guys, let's see, there's a story that I want to tell you about the very first, right when they form the league, right? The first thing that they're going to do is they're going to draft players, right? That's how every team is going to start, right? Nobody has any players.
Yeah.
So they're going to draft from basically the pool of all available players.
Oh,
they don't have contracts basically.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just going to go get these guys. Right.
Yep.
And it's like a very, very open draft, which I think technically that's how all drafts work.
Yeah.
It's just, that's not how, like, we're not going to get drafted randomly.
Right.
Like that's not going to happen, but they could, right? I think that's totally legal. They can offer contracts to anybody they want. They don't have to be like a college player, right? So
you're watching the NBA draft and they call your name.
Drafted 8,953rd Daniel. Like, oh, I'm going to be famous. Yeah, they draft you for basketball. I would watch that, man. I would watch that. So, let's maybe talk about the pool of players.
Okay.
So they're going to be looking for all of the best talent is going to go to the NBA.
Yep.
Because they have the money, right? They're going to be able to pay the contracts. They're going to go get the best players. So that leaves for the ABA players that either weren't good enough for the NBA that went undrafted for whatever reason. I mean, there's still good talent, like whatever, Dr. J, we know, we proved it. So they either weren't drafted for whatever reason and they're the scraps of the NBA, or they were not allowed to play in the NBA. So, this is, the wetting the whistle for the types of players that were in the ABA is, some of them were like legally banned from playing in the NBA for either fighting or gambling or like other massive breaches of contract and stuff like that. So they didn't have anywhere else to play in professional basketball. So then they ended up playing for the ABA. So that's the kind of players that they're drafting. And I've got lots of stories we're going to get into here in a little bit, but, I can't even remember which team it was now that I'm talking about it. I think it was the Pipers, the Pittsburgh Pipers. Well, two stories with that one, maybe. I told you the staffs were really small. There was just a guy who he heard that this league was forming, and he knew that the Pipers were going to be a new team, and he's like, they're going to need a radio announcer. He's like a high school teacher that did it for his high school team or something like that. Yeah. And so he did like an audition tape and he sent it to the owner or something like that. Before anything happened with him, like the owner promised him the job, but then that owner sold the team without telling him. And so then this other guy got and he's like, the owner, he's like, I don't know who you are, but like, come on in, like, let's talk. Yeah. So then he ended up like, he's like, well, we don't even have radio rights to anything. Like we can't go broadcast anything. So, but you can be the PR lead. Like you can be the head of PR. He's like, cool deal. Well, comes to find out he was the fourth employee. There was the owner, a secretary, an equipment manager, and him. So he became the assistant owner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was the whole front office.
Oh my gosh.
So like, when I say there's no money in it, like there's no staff, there's no money, there's no nothing, right? So the first draft is coming up. one of the co-owners, it might have even been the Pipers. I don't know. I can't remember the names. Whatever. It doesn't matter because it's just a funny story.
Right.
So they're coming up on the draft, and the owner's doing all the kind of research and doing stuff like this. And he's getting his list put together of like, these are the players that we want to draft. Cool. Whatever. He gets the list. And he sends it to like his co-owner, and he's like, cool, here's the list. This is what I'm thinking, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, they ended up doing the draft, and the owner that made the list did not know about it.
Didn't know about
like he was not
draft?
aware that the draft was occurring.
Oh my God.
And so like his co-owner came to him the next day and was like, hey man, you missed the draft last night, but I was like, so that's crazy. And he's like, but don't worry about it. He's like, we got our top 5 guys. Like, awesome. So the owner looks at him. He's like, wait, what did you do? And he's like, you don't know anything about basketball. Why would you do this or whatever? And he's like, well, you gave me the list. So I just went down the list. Well, the list was not in talent order. Daniel, it was in alphabetical order.
Oh no.
This guy he drafted his first 5 players alphabetically.
Oh no. So he wasn't even like what if they're all point guards? What if they're all
dude
post?
Yeah. Just 5 randos, just alphabetical order. I mean, he's like, you gave me the list. I just went down the list. So that's kind of the vibes of the ABA is this kind of nonsense. I think it's time to start to read some stories.
Okay.
And we'll supplement wherever. I'm just kind of going to go through this list that I found. So bear with me as I kind of proofread some of them because they're not all appropriate. I will say this. I wish that I knew this. All of this information is in a book that I'm about to read, is like all these crazy stories. The book is called Loose Balls, The Short Wild Life of the American Basketball Association. So there you go. You go find that book, put it on your shelf, Daniel.
There we go.
So let's go through some of these. Oh yeah, here you go. This is the one about the magic markers. That was the New Jersey Americans, by the way.
Okay.
Their uniforms never showed up.
Oh, that's
so they
a bummer.
ordered them and they just never showed up.
No, somebody kept those. They're like, oh yeah, we're keeping these.
This is from Charlie Williams. He was a guard or whatever. So they just like talk with the players and like these are their stories or whatever that they had to say. So he says, later we played a game in New Orleans that was held up for half an hour because something happened to the electricity. Well, it turns out a possum got into the wiring, so they couldn't play in like the facility wiring. So there's no lights in the stadium.
Like, where are they playing?
You know, I don't know. I have a lot of that information. I think some of them were like decent, like rec centers. Some of them would have been like maybe the Budweiser Event Center, but probably not quite that nice.
Right.
Like they're, maybe collegiate stadiums, stuff like that. Again, there was no money in it, so they were just doing it wherever they could fit it in, right?
Right.
So, okay, this is fun. This guy is really fun. Les Selvage, he was the Anaheim Amigos guard. Not really a story, but just kind of a testament to like the history of the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Is the way that Les played basketball is very much like how basketball is played today, right? Lots and lots of shots from the 3-point line, which is honestly fairly recent in basketball history. I've seen some stuff. It's like within like the last decade or so, there's been a huge, maybe 2 decades, a huge transition from like, they're just not taking mid-range shots. They're either like close to the hoop or far, right? They're getting rid of those long twos, getting rid of the long twos. So that's kind of what he did. Someone said about Les, he was a 6'3" guard who was in love with the 3-point line. He acted like if he stepped over it, he was going to get killed or something. He didn't just shoot 25-footers. He took 30-footers. So he would do it all the time at any point in the game. Said he would be on a fast break, and then stop at the 3-point line and shoot at on a fast break.
Instead of going for the layup, he's just like, I'm going to go for the 3.
Go for the 3. So in the ABA's first season, he took 461 shots. I don't know how many games.
Okay.
I think it was something on the order of like 60 or 70 games.
Okay.
Decent amount of games. 461 times. That's the most by any single player in the league.
Okay.
Right? But it's more than any other ABA team entirely except for one, the Pittsburgh Pipers. So just this one guy had more threes than 10 of the teams.
He really feared crossing.
He really liked the threes. Let's see. Oh gosh. Art Heyman. So at in the middle of a game, he was arrested. So police came into the locker room to arrest him at like halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point in gosh, this is such an awful story. I'm so sorry. This is what he did, man. During the game, at some point, a fan like spit on him,
mm-hmm.
and so he punched the fan and just beat the snot out of him. Well, it turns out, oh my gosh, the fan had some kind of physical problem and like it was not intentional.
Oh my gosh!
so he just.
I was literally about to say, well, I'd be pretty mad if somebody spit in my face too.
No, yeah, there's more to the story on that one. So he just knocked him out, and then he got arrested at halftime. He ended up figuring out the backstory. He apologized to the fan and like patched things up, like off the court onto the side, and all charges were dropped. Oh my gosh. So just another crazy thing about Art is he was traded from Pittsburgh to a team in Miami. And the front office at Miami did not know that the trade happened. So he just showed up and they're like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm on your team now." So,
it's like wild, wild west of basketball,
it's
dude.
Crazy, man. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Oh yeah. There's a story. This one's fun because it involves Denver. When you were traveling, the trainers wouldn't travel with the team if they had a trainer.
They wouldn't.
They would not.
Okay.
So if they're home game, you have your trainer. Whoever the home team is, they kind of provide the trainer for both teams.
Okay.
So at one point, his name's Larry Brown. He was pretty good. He was in Denver playing. He was the away team. He hurt his ankle or something like that. So the Denver trainer wrapped up his ankle. Well, he wrapped it up so tight that it ended up making his ankle bleed. Like it was breaking the skin.
What?
And apparently it was happening to other people on his team too that got their ankles taped by this guy. So they're like, dude, what on earth is your story? What's going on? Well, it turns out he was a poultry farmer.
He wasn't even a trainer. No. They just grabbed somebody random.
Yes, they did. They grabbed a poultry farmer to be the trainer. Oh my gosh.
Hey man, you need a job that doesn't pay very well.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we got to talk about this guy. I was telling you about how rough these guys were, right?
Yeah.
So, Reggie Harding is this guy's name. What team was it? The Pacers, I guess it would have been. They got Reggie, they got him on their team or whatever, so they went to go pick him up from the airport. They described him as, when he got off the plane, Reggie was wearing a long black coat that was about 6 sizes too small. He had a pair of tennis shoes slung over his shoulder, tied together by the laces. They said he just looked like a guy who just got out of jail. So then there was another guy. His last name was Rail.
No first
Whatever.
name.
Reggie Harding. I don't know what his. Yeah, I only got Rail here.
Guy Rail. Got it.
Guy Rail. So they got booked together at a hotel when they were traveling and playing at one point. And so Rail's laying in bed trying to get some sleep or whatever. He says it was midnight and I was in bed and the lights were out. I heard Reggie come in and I heard him going around the room. It was still dark. Then I heard him close to me. He turned on the light and there was Reggie standing by my bed, holding a gun to my head. He said, "Tweety Bird, I hear you hate black people." And he says, Rail said he didn't, and he kept talking to Reggie and finally got Reggie to hand over the gun. When Reggie did, Rail took out all the bullets out of the gun and said, "Reggie, let's go to bed now. We've got a game tomorrow."
No.
Crazy composure, right?
Yeah.
Rail turned out the lights, and then he heard Reggie getting up and moving around the room. Rail turned the lights back on, and there was Reggie, again pointing the gun at Rail. Reggie said, "You didn't think I only had 6 shells, did you?"
Oh my gosh.
Rail grabbed some clothes, walked out of the room, and spent the rest of the night sitting up in the hotel lobby.
Oh, what a time for players.
Okay, this one's really fun too. John Brisker. There's a lot of crazy gun stuff that happens in the ABA, and it blows my mind. There's way too much gun stuff for no reason. John Brisker, let's talk about him.
Okay.
This dude was like super notorious for like fighting during games, and just like he'd fight anybody, right? Like he was super aggressive player, literally to the point of punching people and like stuff like that, right?
Seems like most of these guys should have gone to hockey instead of basketball.
Right? There was something weird with the rules. There is no limit to the amount of technical fouls you can get. I think was the rule
In ABA.
in the ABA. And I'll get back to the story here in a second, but it reminded me of another thing. A weird oddity is that throughout the course of whatever this 12 years that this league existed, every now and again they would do exhibition games with the NBA and the ABA, like All-Star.
Ooh, yeah.
Which sounds pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
They would like take turns, either like they'd do it twice a year and whatever, or they'd like alternate years or something like that. But which rule set do you use, right? Because the rules are different.
Right.
And so you can imagine whenever it's their turn, the NBA players having to play with the ABA players' rules. And so these guys are just getting like punched and knocked around and attacked, and like there was fights like crazy, and like just all of the nonsense of like, oh gosh, we got to go play the ABA rules this year.
Right.
Like we got to go play with those guys. So you'd have to play with guys like John Brisker. So let's read his story. This is probably his most legendary story, but I got a couple. So he was really tough, really aggressive guy, and they were like trying to get him under control. And so he played for Pittsburgh. So they brought in an ex-football player who was supposed to like keep him in check. So,
just like on the court or just on the sideline?
Like during practice and stuff like that.
Okay.
So basically, I'll just read it. The football player was supposed to get into a scrimmage with Brisker.
Mm-hmm.
And something like, I don't know. Basically, it was whenever Brisker would step out of line and like start punching people or get aggressive or whatever, the football player was supposed to flatten him. That's the words written down in the book. That was his instructions. That's what he was getting paid to do. So that's what he was supposed to do. Well, he goes to do that, but Brisker is a huge dude and it was like immediately fighting this guy back. Like it's not just a flattened game over sort of thing. It turns into a fight. Right. So they get into an all out fight. They're yelling at each other. So the football player yells to him, "The hell with you. I'm going to get my gun." And Brisker replies, "If you're getting a gun, then I'm going to get my gun." They both take off the court in different directions. So the coach immediately cancels practice and everybody just evacuates the building. I don't know what happens after that, but immediately the coach calls practice.
Nope. Bad choice. I made a bad choice, guys. I'm so sorry. You know what? That one's on me. That one's on
me. Here's another Brisker. One time I was officiating a Pittsburgh game and Brisker was late coming onto the floor for the second half. Turned out that he had a fight in the locker room with one of his own players. Just beating the snot out of his own teammates.
What's his Brisker? What?
John Brisker.
I want to take a look at this guy.
So there was another story I heard. I only have the short version here, so I'm going to try to remember all the details. At one point, like a team playing against Brisker, they were getting tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh my gosh, what do we do?" Right? Like this guy's just beating the snot out of us. So their coach offered a $500 bounty on Brisker and basically said, like, I want one of you guys to volunteer. That's Brisker.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like he could be a mean dude.
Yeah, but also there's
a goofy looking picture. I like that one better. He's wearing like a sombrero
with two guns on his hip.
Oh my gosh, he does have two guns on his hip.
I'm sorry, it's totally sidetracked.
It's a little too on the head, right? He's like, "I'll do that ad. That's awesome. I can have guns." Anyways, the picture's still in my head. We'll have to post it somewhere. That'll be the picture for Instagram. Maybe.
There you
go. So he put a $500 bounty on Brisker, and because he kept like beating him up or whatever, and he's like, "I basically need one of you guys on this team to volunteer to just go like deck Brisker. Like I'll give you $500 if you do that." So one of the guys volunteered.
Oh, I would.
And as soon as the tip off happened, he just bam, just starts beating the snot out of Brisker, right? Because trying to catch him off guard,
right?
And he said, if he ever started talking or shoving somebody, the first player on my team to deck him would get $500. We never had any more trouble with Brisker. So they all just started fighting back, and so. Oh man.
Holy crap. That's hilarious, dude.
There's so many of these. There's a dude called Johnny Newman who is from Memphis, and he's quoted as saying, "To be honest, I was the biggest thing to ever come out of Memphis other than Elvis." Yeah, right.
I've never heard your name.
No. He was famous for spending way too much money, and then he had to auction his cars to his team.
That's embarrassing.
He auctioned off his cars during halftime to his team.
During halftime?
I think so.
Or like my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. Or yeah, it was in the locker room. Yeah. He was auctioned off his Ferrari and his Harley. Okay. There's a couple other stories. I'm trying to remember a couple of the ones that I'm going to try to go find some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are really fun. Maybe 1 second. So here's a fun one. There was all kinds of just like crazy fan interaction type things with the ABA. This one's very fun. The Virginia Squires had a really interesting owner. His name was Earl Foreman. He once handed out rolls of toilet paper to fans to throw at the referees during a home game to protest bad officiating. And they actually did it. Like,
I mean, of course, somebody hands you toilet paper, like, hey, throw it at the ref.
Yeah, they make a bad call.
Yeah,
get him, and they got him. Like, that's what going to a game would be like. Like, you don't know if you're gonna get shot. You don't know if you're gonna be able to throw toilet paper at the refs. Like,
you might get beat up by the players.
Yeah, man. Like, just insane. There was a coach that was suspended for 2 games for fighting his own player on the bench. While they're sitting there during the game, he just starts fighting his own guy.
Okay.
His own player.
Nobody's safe out here.
There was at one point, the St. Louis team was called the Spirits of St. Louis. The team almost refused to board a plane because the players were convinced that the team's owners were trying to, quote, get rid of the payroll via a suspicious crash. There's one player reportedly said, "You don't get on a plane paid for by a man you know once out of the league." It's like, I don't want to sell the team or anything, but if the team goes down in a fiery crash, no more team. Guess we're out. Oh man. This is again, the Spirits of St. Louis. I already told you there's no money in this. The Spirits of St. Louis once traded away 2 players for a pair of used sneakers and cash to cover their Greyhound trip to the next city.
Oh my, no.
It's later referred to accurately as, quote, the saddest trade in pro basketball history.
That's oh my. I don't know whether I would want to be the players still left on the team or the players traded, man. Because either way, that's embarrassing.
You got traded for a pair of shoes
and bus fare.
Oh my gosh. It can't be a trade worse than that one, right?
Oh my gosh.
Just this pure desperation, man. This is fun too. I was watching some YouTube videos on it, and just like the people in the comments added a bunch of stories too. So there's a couple in there that I want to read.
Okay.
As well. And kind of, this is kind of all I wanted to do is just like, just I don't even know what to talk about further other than just shake my head at the craziness of the ABA. I have no idea. It just doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh. Another Spirits of St. Louis story. There's something weird going on in St. Louis.
Yeah.
So they were scheduled to take an 8 p.m. flight home from Louisville or Kentucky, right? Louisville. Why did I say Louisville? Whatever, Louisville, Kentucky, right?
Okay.
That was weird. Anyway,
yeah.
They were gonna fly from Kentucky back to St. Louis, right?
Okay.
So there's a time change when you make that flight. Hashtag go look at the Patreon. We got a time zones episode. They're gonna leave at 8 and they're gonna land in St. Louis at 7:56 p.m.
I can only imagine where this is going.
So, Player Marvin Barnes refused to board the plane, saying, "I ain't getting in no time machine." he rented a car instead.
Yep.
Reggie Harding again. Reggie was the guy with the gun in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
Reggie Harding once put a stocking over his head and tried to hold up a gas station in his home neighborhood in Detroit. Being 7 foot tall didn't help his cause. The owner said, "Reggie, I know it's you. Go home."
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah. What do you do at that point, dude? Like, no, give me your money.
It's like, all right, sorry, man. Have a good night.
It was just a joke, man.
Oh man. I'm trying to think if there's any other crazy stories I missed. That's a lot of crazy stories, and they're
then,
like little bite-sized.
I was gonna say,
we skipped all the details on everything. So,
but you said that, I mean, obviously it's not around anymore, but it got bought out.
Yeah, so they merged. Let me go through. Yeah, in 1976. No, I did my math wrong. I told you 12 years earlier.
Right.
It was only 9 years.
9, 12.
So yeah, there you go. In 1976, just due to just being just enough competition apparently, and having just barely, like, they did have some very talented players.
Right.
We already talked about it. Being just enough competition, the ABA did eventually merge with the NBA. So our homie that founded the ABA got his wish. The Pacers, Nuggets, New York Nets, and it says San Antonio Spurs were they were absorbed into the NBA. Other ones were either folded or got paid out. The Spirits of St. Louis, their owners negotiated a long-term TV deal with the NBA, which might have been, I don't know what the numbers come out to be, but that sounds like a steal. That sounds like a pretty good, far-sighted deal.
Right.
That was pretty good. NBA adopted the 3-point shot in 1979. But yeah, this is where my thesis comes in. The 3-point shot that came from the ABA, the flashier, entertainment driven style of play, big plays. We're doing dunks. We're doing this. You got superstars, they got whatever, like LeBron doing like he used to do I don't know. Does he still do the thing where he throws like the chalk and stuff?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't watch basketball or anything like that, but like all the showmanship and stuff like that. Dude, that is way ABA. The NBA was like very formal, proper basketball.
Right.
Like, we dribble like this, you defend like this guy gets to take a shot and you get to, like, you know what I mean? That's way oversimplification.
Yeah. But
like fast breaks and dunks and like they didn't do that in the NBA as far as I could tell.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be interesting to go watch some film and watch an ABA.
Compare.
And then watch the NBA back in like 1970 and just see what it looked like. But overall, faster, that really flashy style play. That's ABA. That's how basketball is today. As far as I know, that's right. They had a lot of ABA stars that became NBA stars, which is pretty cool. But I think it really kind of changed the NBA, and who knows what the NBA would be like, or what would have happened to the NBA,
right,
if the ABA never existed and wasn't absorbed and pulled all those players and that style and the rules, all of that into the NBA. It would be a different sport.
Yeah.
I mean, it would look a lot different. That's my guess anyway. I mean, who really knows?
I mean, I think you're right. And I think when there's other, I guess in this instance, other leagues or other competition as the form of entertainment, you have to see what's working for them. And and maybe they were losing money, but I bet you they got absorbed in some way for a reason, right? You don't just take the power away of something for no reason. You see that they're starting to do something good, and if you don't act now, you're going to be done.
Yeah. There is a lot more research that I did not do because I thought that it was way fun to just talk crazy stories.
Yeah, and it is.
The history of like the actual merger itself, I'm sure there's a lot of details. The contract would have been interesting. What was the NBA thinking about the ABA during all of this time? Like you said, clearly something.
Yeah.
Somebody recognized something in it and said, that needs to go away. We need to make that go away. Yeah. And we should take what's, like you said, take what's working.
Yeah.
And get rid of the rest of that nonsense. Yeah. Because, oh my goodness, you don't want all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the NBA had its own kind of crazy stories, but just the amount in the ABA is just like every person is just a wild character. But I wanted to say this too, Daniel. The other thing that the ABA brought to the NBA, the dunk contest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Do you want to know the origins of the dunk contest?
Yeah, tell me.
So the ABA, because they would do whatever they could do to get people in the door, whatever crazy promotions they could think of, they would constantly have like halftime entertainment. Like they would hire whoever to come in, like music and bands and dancers and this and just whatever they could get. They would get them in to be the halftime show every game. Well, one of the was during the All-Star game. I guess not every game, every All-Star game, right? So okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, whatever. Yep. They would do that, right? Well, in their final All-Star game, January 27th, 1976. I can't remember exactly what happened, but there was either some difficulties with whatever entertainment they booked, or they bailed, or they couldn't make it, or something like that. So they basically suddenly did not have any entertainment for halftime. Okay. And so the players were basically, they just like came up with it on the spot. They're like, let's do some cool dunks. And whoever does the coolest dunk wins. Like, that's how it started. So
that's kind of cool. Like, like it's not like something that was planned. It was just like, heck, let's just go ahead and do it and see what happens. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know. We got to do something, right? We like dunking, and they wanted to, they're all showy guys. They wanted to show off and like, I can do this crazy thing. And
you just did a 180. I can do the full 360. Like dunk. Let's go.
Exactly. Dunk contest came from the ABA. And of course, that's everybody's favorite part of the NBA today, right?
Right.
Pretty sure.
I mean, the most entertaining part of the NBA.
Is it? I don't know. They do it and I'm like, I can't even dunk. So anything you do past that just kind of all looks the same to me. I think they do some crazy stuff, but
I think it's more impressive. Like it looks cool. And then they slow it down to see what they're actually doing. Yeah. Then it's more impressive. Like, because when you just see it like that, you're just like, I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
For me, it's the same thing with like skateboarding or like, tricks like that. Oh, he did it like, whatever. Yeah. 720. I'm like, I'm trying to like, but seeing that real time, you're just like, oh my gosh, that looks crazy. But then they slow it down and you see the action happening. You're like, oh my gosh, that's impressive.
That's fair. I get that part. The only one I remember, and maybe this is why I kind of have a bad taste in my mouth about that one, is I remember when Blake Griffin was really popular, whenever that was, I think he won the slam dunk contest by dunking, like he jumped over a car to dunk it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you're jumping that high anyway. It doesn't matter what's underneath you. You know what I mean? Like, it was something weird like that. Like, it wasn't like an impressive way to jump over a car. I remember seeing it and being like, what? Like, everyone's going crazy for this. Like, he just dunked it like he always does. And then he did another one where he like dunked 2 basketballs at a time. Yeah, and they're like, oh, I did it. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Well, I guess.
So I'm like, I couldn't, but again, I can't. He can palm basketballs,
right,
and then also can jump high and is tall and can go like this. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe if I was a humongous person, I could do that too. But I don't. It's just so far out of my ability that it just is like, I can't appreciate it. Like I just don't.
Right.
I don't identify with it at all. It's difficult for me to.
Like I guess
to identify.
I guess I'm that way, deviating a little from basketball. Well, not a little, a whole lot.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of that way with like Evel Knievel, like him jumping over bus. I'm like, okay, he jumped. What's one?
It don't matter what's in between.
Yeah, like
it's just a total distance.
Yeah, it's a total distance. Like, and I feel like I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, if you know how to land a jump, right?
Yeah.
A lot of kids, dirt bikes, they do it all the time. They know how to do the jumps. What's the difference between this distance and that distance besides the fact that you need more
Drive
speed?
faster, yeah. I don't know. I mean, other than the danger level goes up too. Which I mean, on that, let's get off topic a little bit. Like all the crazy stuff that Red Bull does.
Oh yeah,
like they basically they're like Evel Knievel now, right? They just put together whatever team to do a thing.
Right.
But they'll do like really weird stuff that is genuinely, I think they do a good job. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like they did one where like they did like the first loop-de-loop in like a route. They took like a rally car and made it look like Hot Wheels.
Oh,
and
yes.
Did a loop.
Yes, I did see that.
I was like, okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that is cool. That is genuinely wild.
Yep.
That's
because if you let your foot off that throttle,
you have to go exactly the right speed.
Yep.
You can't go too fast either.
Yeah.
So that's really crazy. And then they've done some other like crazy jumps and stuff like that. I
love watching Red Bull stuff. They're pretty good.
So that one like makes more sense to me, but I don't know anything about Evel Knievel other than he did some jumps.
Yeah.
So
I mean, me neither.
Need to look into it, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm with you. Yeah, you just kind of look at it and you're like, wow, I'm sure that's crazy.
Yeah.
I just don't know enough about it to appreciate it.
Of course.
So I guess that's my relationship with well, honestly, all of basketball. And people who know me know that I'm not a fan of basketball, but I love the ABA history because I just think it's so crazy and funny. So
if the ABA was still around, would you be more of a fan of that?
Oh my gosh. I probably, just because it's like watching hockey, right? Especially like lower leagues in hockey where they let them fight more. Mm-hmm. It's like half the time you go just because they're gonna play an aggressive game.
Right.
And so like you go to the ABA and you're like, these guys are gonna bring it. There's gonna be 10 technicals in this game and they're gonna be playing hard and mean and you know what I mean? And there's like, I don't know. Okay, now it should just be entertaining.
Okay, what about a sport you do like baseball?
I like baseball. Okay,
you like baseball?
Yep.
Would you still go watch like the Savannah Bananas?
I'm going on Sunday.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That is like because I heard they were going to be here, right? Were the tickets not like a lotto system?
It was. My sister got them, so.
That is awesome. You're going to have to tell me. We're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll do a debrief on the Savannah Bananas, but that's funny that you asked. So,
yeah.
By the time that this publishes, I will have already gone to the game.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll debrief it.
That's awesome.
We'll debrief it. Yeah, so I'm going on Sunday. So,
you and your sister, you and your brother?
Me and my siblings.
You and your siblings?
Yeah, so it'll be a really good time.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah,
I'll let you know what
I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
I've wanted to go to Savannah to watch them.
To watch them?
And that was like when they were still kind of underground. I mean, locally, of course, people know about the Bananas.
Yeah.
But like across the United States, they were pretty, like they only played in Savannah.
Right.
And they weren't that well known. And then all of a sudden they're like blew up into popularity. Mm-hmm. They're selling out MLB stadiums.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
It's going to be sellout crowd. And it's going to be, I've never seen it sell out there. So
yeah, because one of my coworkers was
empty.
She was, as soon as she heard, she said her husband and everybody started putting their emails in the lottery.
Yep, my family did too.
And she's upset that she didn't get to. She's like, we didn't get it. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy that I know somebody that's going.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. I'll have to. I want to get like a hat or something. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, I think
Get a bananas hat.
Even if it's whatever, I'm sure it's like super inflated. I think it'd be worth it just
cool, yeah.
because I mean, like this. Is it their first time here?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to do a couple games here. I don't remember if there's like a Saturday game and a Sunday game or something like that. But yeah, I mean, this is the first tour that the Bananas have done, and this will be they'll only stop in Denver,
right? Exactly,
in Colorado. So it'll be pretty fun. So yes, I like that kind of craziness. Like, let's do a sport and like let's do the sport proper and like let's do the sport kind of improper. I kind of like that a little bit. So, yeah. So the ABA, I could dig it.
Yeah,
I'd be a little scared to go to the games, but I could dig it. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's anything else about the ABA that you're curious about. I mean, there's not a lot of information here other than just some fun stories.
Some wild stories. I mean, sometimes
there's more. So
sometimes that's what a conversation needs. Is some wild stories and a good time, man.
Yeah, I might go read the book.
It sounds
because
pretty
it sounds pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check out the book. I don't know if it's good. It's probably at least funny. You're gonna go check it out right now.
I will
don't
later.
know how long it is, but yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe we'll do. I'll do a follow up on the Bananas. We talk time zones. Go check out the Patreon. Anything else, Daniel? We're gonna post something on the Instagram.
I'll definitely
one of those pictures.
I'll definitely put. I already got it, so we can post it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Be like, I bet you can't guess this player. We'll give you a shout out if you do.
We'll see if you get it right.
And you can't research it. You can't. Like, you can't just be like, oh, let me research
throw in the Google search or whatever. You got to know it. Yeah, good luck. But that's all I had, Daniel. That's the ABA for you.
That was a fun.
Not the NBA.
Not the NBA.
Yeah, now maybe you can
distinguish them a little bit better.
Yeah, you don't have to correct me so fast. So there you go, the ABA,
the American Basketball Association.
There you go. So go. I don't know if what I did counts as research. I read some stories. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Read your own stories. Go do your own research and stay curious.
Hey, everybody. We just like to take a moment to thank everybody out there that has thus far supported us. We do all these recordings, and we love doing it. We have fun doing it, but we are paying out of our own pocket, but it does help when people like Liz D, Seth T, Irvin H, DaDog, Miles T, and Kirk K help us make this little podcast a reality and, lighten the load a little bit. So thank you from both of us and all of the fans. Thank you for helping us make this a reality. And if you guys want to help be part of the Doing Learning crew, you can do so by going to www.patreon.com/Doing Learning. I don't know why I said www.